So it's important to keep in mind that the United States is a 50-50 country. We don't have elections where one candidate gets 60, percent of the vote or anything like this. In the last election, Joe Biden got 51% of the vote. In this election, Donald Trump got 51% of the vote. So that's how U.S. elections tend to run. Whoever wins tends to win just a little over 50%. So there's no grand mandate or anything like that. Basically, what happened in this election was that Donald Trump held on to his base. He's going to end up getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 75, 70, 76 million, something like that when all the votes are counted. He got about 74 million last time. Harris is going to end up getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 million, 71, 72 million when all the final votes are counted. Of course, Joe Biden got 81 million. So basically what happened is that a lot of the Biden voters simply chose to stay at home. And that's important to mention because I think a lot of people think that Trump got those voters. He didn't, because those voters are not showing up in his numerical total. We would see them in his numerical total if he was getting them. So they didn't switch sides. What happened was a lot of the Biden voters did not show up for Harris because they did not feel that she was a strong enough leader. They did not feel that she was that she spoke to them. So the real issue was the reason why she lost was not so much that Trump was able to capture all the a lot of the Biden voters. It's that a lot of the Biden voters simply chose to stay at home and not vote. So that was the real issue there. And the real issue why that happened was the economy. People are upset about inflation. People are upset about gas prices are too high, grocery prices are too high, the price of meat and eggs are too high. And generally speaking, when people get upset about those issues, they take it out on the incumbent party, on the party in power now. And the party in power now is the Democrats. So they're basically taking it out on the Democrats. And again, but I want to stress, even with all of that, with all of the economic complaints and the economic issues, U.S. presidential elections are always decided by a small shift in the electorate of about 3% of the vote. So 3% of the vote shifts left, 3% of the vote shifts right. It's about 3 people out of 100. That's how our elections are decided. So I think, again, I just want to stress that, we can't pretend that this is some great mandate. We haven't had a real mandate election in the United States since Ronald Reagan in 1984. He was the last person to get close to 60% of the vote. So the Trump people are all talking about, oh, well, we have a mandate. No, actually, you don't. You got 51% of the vote. That's all you got. If you got 60% or 65% of the vote, then you can legitimately claim we have a mandate. But you didn't. You got 51% of the vote. We're still a 50-50 country. We operate on very small margins. 3% of the vote switches, sides in every election. And so, the Republicans, they have power now, and so it's going to be up to them to deliver for the American people fairly quickly, because remember, in the U.S., we have midterm elections every 2 years. President every 4 years, but Congress comes up every 2 years. And so what happens if the incumbent party doesn't do well in the White House in their first 2 years, what normally happens is they lose a lot of seats in Congress 2 years later. So basically, the Republicans have the next 2 years to deliver on those economic promises to bring down the price of gas and the price of food and the price of meat and all of those things. If they don't, then the pendulum will swing the other way 2 years from now, and then you'll have a situation where the Democrats will come back in power in Congress, and then the incumbent president will be dealing with a hostile Congress 2 years from now. So, we'll just have to see, what they can do with their, with the power that they have now.